Hi, comic book fans. My channel is all about Star Wars, Marvel, and more. Anything from gaming to comics to movies to TV, anything Star Wars, Marvel, and more. And today I'm going to talk about comic book keys that I got next. Let's go. All right. So I got going in college years ago, back in the 90 or like 91, 92. Collected some comics back then. My best comic is probably Amazing Spider-Man 361. I bought a couple copies of that. First appearance of Carnage. A Spawn one, a Spider-Man one, not the first volume, but the Todd McFarlane version of it. And of course, heavily influenced by Todd McFarlane. Love his work, love his style, love him as a dude. Let's go. Baseball player, big fan. All right. So Todd McFarlane, that's about me. And back then, about 25 years ago, I started watching the Ultimate or doing the Ultimate Universe thing. I had a few Ultimate Spider-Man comics, started around 13, 14, somewhere around there. Anything $50, anything over $10 was just out of my league. I had a low ass salary. Now I'm kind of collecting as an adult, reliving my childhood, doing comics with adult money. I just started about a year and a half ago. Shout out to Phil's Comics. Dakota Comics. That was my first comic I bought when I first started. I was visiting my parents back in South Dakota. I live in South Florida, Pompano Beach, and the Phil's Comics is nearby me. That's my local comic store. Shout out to Brian, the manager there, got me started. And these are where I bought a lot of my comics. The Ultimate Universe, getting geared up for Ultimate Spider-Man when it comes out. That is what I'm gonna start collecting when that pops up. I'm getting my palette wet, uh, digging into the Ultimate Universe a little bit here. I already got number one. This is number two. I got number three and number four. I love the art. The art's great. I dig it, man. I dig it. Uh, I'm not sure about the story, but it's a comic book, so I'm reading it. I have to go back and read it again a little bit to get a little refresher. But I haven't read two, three, or four, so we'll see about that. Now, I bought Amazing Spider-Man 798. Love the green cover on it. 799. I got that one too. And I just figured I needed 800. I think I should get like 796 through 800. That's believe the Red Goblin story, but we'll figure that out. Just another. This came with a comic that I bought online. It wasn't in the greatest condition. It was over a 9 probably, but corners a little rough. But hey, I got the comic and it'll add it to the collection. But Gang War came out and Mike the Spider Slayer, shout out to him. I love his channel. And Amazing Spider-Man 39 is the Gang War story. I'm gonna get into that, see where we're at least by the Spider-Man titles to that. And so this one had Gang War written on it, but it didn't have a number. So I'm thinking this is a one shot. So I'll check it out. I haven't read it yet, but Amazing Spider-Man 39 foil. I'm a sucker for a foil cover, man. I love these foil covers that are coming out, especially the reprints. I love my Amazing Spider-Man 300 in a reprint. That's the only Amazing Spider-Man I ever want. And if you know me, that is my goal, is to get a Amazing Spider-Man 300. Right now I got the foil reprint of it, two of them, and I love it. And I'm thinking about even getting one graded. So just so I have that encapsulated. But hey, like many of you, I grew up Transformers and GI Joe. I was early teens when that stuff came out. Love that stuff. Well, no, it was still pretty early. I was probably 11, 10 or 11. I actually had a GI Joe before, like their 12-inch figures, but these guys came out and it was everything. GI Joe and then Transformers. I couldn't afford any Transformers. I'm living in South Dakota. These toys were hard to come by. GI Joe, man, I loved it. Had some vehicles. Obviously the aircraft carrier was the dream, and I actually had a friend that had that toy, and oh my god, I was jealous of it. But Transformers number 3, I haven't read these comics yet. I've read Void Rivals 1 through 3, loved it so far. Great story. Not big thrill about the artwork. I'm a little more, you'll see my taste. Todd McFarlane, and then you got this. This is definitely 80s type of transformer vibe looking art. So a little different from what I'm used to, but I want to read it for the story more than anything. I'm excited about GI Joe, Cobra Commander coming out, the crossover. I think it's going to be a one shot. I'm gonna get all that too, and I'm just getting the A covers. I'm not getting crazy and buying like the 1 in 100s or anything. I may get the 1 in 100 of the of Transformers number one just to say I have it, but we'll see. Now, this may be speculation, but I love the idea of Harry Potter in the Marvel universe. In previous video, I showed you that I snatched a number one of Strange Academy. Well, here's number two. Now I do not have number five, number eight, number 10, and number 16, but Strange Academy is something I might be specking on, but I'm not buying multiple copies. I'm just getting this series of 18, and I've collected some of it since. I don't know if I've collected all of it, but I might fill in the gaps here and there. But I love this. I love the idea of this, and Strange Academy is it seems like Harry Potter Marvel to me, so I'm digging it. Now, this one always stood out to me, and I believe it's Ben Riley, Spider-Man's clone, mixes up with Carnage here. Great cover, stood out to me. This one has a lot of dents in it, but are nothing color breaking on the spine. I snagged this out of Tate's Comics in Sunrise, Florida. Shout out to Phil's Comics, Tate's Comics, only two comic book shops in my area that actually price to condition, and I love it. Thank you guys. This one I found for about 18 bucks in the back issues. This is one of the comics that when I started learning how to press, I'm gonna put this comic, press it, and I think this is a 9.8 all the way after pressing. But hey, what do I know? I don't know anything yet. I'm learning, but based on what I've seen, my little knowledge that I have, I love the idea of 9.8. Now, hey, back in the day, I had a comic that just stood out in my head, and I just thought, holy crap, Hulk can do that. And so Secret Wars number 4, I don't know if it's there's a dip in the market right now, and I got this for about half what it's probably worth off of eBay. No hesitation. Secret Wars number 4, Hulk holding up the earth. Why not? Why not? I love it. And there's more talk about Secret Wars, and then Secret Wars 2 came out. I don't know any of these storylines, but I'm gonna learn. And I had to get that. Now, big, big X-Men. I'm a big Spider-Man, big X-Men fan. And when Days of Future Past came out, thought it was great. Thought it was one of the best X-Men movies, one of the best Marvel movies, comic book movies altogether. And I had to get this. I had a choice between $100 copy and a $65 copy. $100 copy had a corner issue. $65 copy did not. Although the $100 copy had great bright colors, mine's a little bit faded, not as bright. And I may not have white pages, but it looked great. And I think I'd get above a 9 on it if I eventually get it graded. So I went with the $65 copy, and I do not regret it. And you know what? I may go back and get the $100 copy. Who knows? We'll see. But Uncanny X-Men 141, Days of Future Past. I love the story. And I probably love the comic. So let's go. Now, I did go after one comic. I paid $70 for it, and the comic and when I looked at Key Collector, I saw it was going for 170 if at on high end. But I went and got this one for 70 bucks. Eventually I'll show this if I go to get graded, and I'll show my comic collection. But I went out and got X-Men 135, Dark Phoenix. This is her first appearance as Dark Phoenix on the cover. I believe she appears in 134, but this one has more value to it because I think of the iconic cover. but I had to get this. I'm hoping to go back and see if I can get the 134 this week. I hope it's still there. I don't know if it is. These weren't flying off the shelves. So I don't know why, because the market's down. These prices were right. And I am going after this. Now, I eventually want to get this graded. But right now, I'm using the money that I do have in a down market to collect comics, and then I'll grade them when the comics are starting to go up. Because why? That's a great use of your money. I think it's a good strategy. But hey, that's it for today. I hope you like my show. I hope you stick around and see if I can get a Spider-Man 300 that I want to get. I got an autograph 298 of Todd McFarlane, a 9.2 CGC grade. I can't wait to show you things that I've gotten over this past year. I feel like I've grown so much over the year and a half watching these guys on YouTube, learning a lot from Comic Tom, Bryce Comics, Swaggle uh, Comic Den, all these guys. There's so many that have influenced me going forward. Thank you for listening. That was my haul of the past couple of weeks. Hopefully, I'll start to do more often. Thank you for sticking around. Stick with me, and hey, let's read some comics together. All right, have a good day.